this and want to know, are the rich disproportionately benefiting here? And I've told you on this show and on Fox Business that there are a variety of ways of looking at this, and that's where the fake news thing can come in, because you can argue the numbers a variety of ways. Daniel Geltrude is with us right now. He follows this, noted CFA, very good with these numbers. Dan, let's talk first of all about how they come to the conclusion that the rich disproportionately benefit when their taxes, especially these high tax states, when they're losing those deductions, are going to pay more.
I think that's just the talking point that people come up with, is to say that the rich are going to get a tax break. It's simply not true.
But what are they're usually attaching that the estate tax that goes higher. That's one that skews to them. But the sheer numbers don't show that that's changing for the rich as a whole.
No, they don't. So if you're talking about simply from an income tax standpoint, if you're a high earner, and let's say you happen to be in a high tax state, and now you're going to be losing all of your state and local tax deductions, and the rates are not coming down at the highest level. If they are, it's just a little bit in terms of the proposal. Their taxes have to go up.
So one of the things I've heard explained to me how this skews, where like the Washington Post, some of these others will say the rich are benefiting, is they lump them in with those who take advantage of this new pass-through rate. In other words, individuals with companies and all of that can somehow, jibe that to their liking, but it's not that easy.
No, it's not, because both the House and the Senate are both building in some checks and balances to make sure that people are not going to be able to just shift their income from earned income into pass-through income and therefore take advantage of a lower rate. They're not going to allow to do that. As a matter of fact, someone like me who's an accountant or a lawyer or professional services, the House is specifically excluding you from being able to do that.
Well, that's because they don't like you. But I'm kidding. But Dan, here's another thing I hear. They say with lower taxes for corporations, the rich who disproportionately do invest, they're going to be beneficiaries of that higher taxes, and they'll get that. There's no way you can really quantify that anyway. So that's why I always say, why don't we compare apples to apples, rates to rates? Here's what your rate is now. Here's what it will be. And that's been the simplest way, at least for my thick skull, to get and compare tax rates in the past. And this shows quite the opposite of the rich disproportionately benefiting.
That's true. And when you say comparing apples to apples, it's not so easy to do that, because you have the House plan with 4 tax brackets, you have the Senate plan with 7. We currently have 7. The income ranges are changing within each of those brackets.
Even now.
Even now. So it's really, really hard to figure out what exactly is going to happen.
But we're still going to need people like you, aren't we?
Well, fortunately, that's the case. But I'll tell you this, Neil, when you talk about people being concerned about what's happening, very few people are calling me saying, how's Cavuto going to make out with one of those rich guys? They're saying, how am I going to do?
Yeah.
People are concerned about themselves.
Very, very wise. Dan, always good seeing you. You were great this week, and we're catching you this weekend as well. Puts it in perspective, and in English, which is always valued. But I do want you to meet the